5 News This Morning starts now.
And I promise you, you know somebody who's food insecure.
The USDA canceling its long-running report tracking hunger across the country, why it's going away, and where Arkansas stands in food insecurity.
And this morning, a little bit warmer than yesterday, especially in parts of northwest Arkansas, but eventually we'll see a little bit more sunshine today compared to yesterday and some very comfortable conditions. We'll talk more about that here coming up.
Also ahead, we'll have a live report along I-49 in Fayetteville, where construction speed cams are drawing attention from Oklahoma lawmakers. We'll tell you why in minutes.
First, a live look outside in Fayetteville and downtown. Good morning to you there. It's 6:30. We hope you got your coffee.
You see that?
You ready to go?
They're working on Christmas lights.
Oh.
On the trees.
Yeah, because it's right around the corner.
It really is.
It just don't feel like it. That's the problem.
It doesn't.
Also, if you've been watching this morning, I keep going like this just because they keep telling me stuff in my ear, and I got to make sure I get it right. Also,
Are
this
they telling you
earpiece.
to behave?
Well, that and just stop looking like a goofus.
Yeah.
And I can't help myself. Sorry, guys.
Stop fidgeting. Be still, Danny.
I'm being nice after his Razorback comment.
That's right. Well, I'm going to be like a statue then for you, Joe. I'm going to make sure I'm still as can be and
Keep your hands still.
Ricky Bobby just kind of. What do I do with my hands? Thankfully, I have this clicker because otherwise, if I don't have my clicker, I start, kind of making weird hand motions, and it's like I don't know what to do. Like I don't have my pacifier almost. Anyway, right now temperatures are in the mid to upper 60s. We're seeing, thank you, John, 70 in Van Buren. And Van Buren, you guys are pesky. You always want to be in the low 70s. Pretty warm out there this morning, or I should say pretty mild. Cloud cover right now, especially north of I-40, seeing a lot of that pretty dense, but South I-40 seeing some clear skies, so eventually you folks there in portions of LaFleur County as well as Scott and Logan County will see a lot of sunshine. Those to the north, like in Benton and Washington County, are going to see a lot of cloud cover. So as you head up to the bus stop, mostly cloudy skies, at least especially northwest Arkansas. Temperatures in the 60s, mild conditions. Clearing skies or more sunshine by recess. Temperatures in the 70s and heading home. Pretty warm, pretty sunny. High temperatures in the 80s and feeling pretty nice. Just a little bit sticky out there today, but that humidity will drop for tomorrow. And tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, looking very nice. Now, things are going to change on Saturday, especially after midnight Friday night. Going to see some storms develop. Possibly could be severe with the cold front moving in. That leads to cooler conditions on Saturday, but especially on Sunday. So we'll talk more about that here and get you ready for the rest of the week coming up in your full forecast. For now, take a live look at traffic on this Tuesday morning. Take a live look along I-540 at Rogers Avenue in the Fort Smith area. You can see traffic buzzing along and humming. No incidents report so far this morning, and weather should be fine, minus an occasional patchy fog area. We'll have a full forecast for you coming up in about 15 minutes. Joe and Tiffany.
All right, thanks, Danny. Well, developing this morning, Fort Smith police say someone fired shots during what they're investigating as a robbery. This was near Martin Luther King Park. Police had streets blocked off while investigating an aggravated robbery. They say at this time, no one injured, no one arrested, but they are still looking for information from anyone who may have seen something.
Yeah, anyone who saw what happened, again, call Fort Smith Police.
Improving safety in highway work zones. That's the goal behind new technology being used right here in Arkansas. So far, it's showing real results.
Now the state is looking to share that success with others. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi is live in Fayetteville with a closer look at how this technology is making a difference. Good morning, Jacob.
Yeah, good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Joe. Look, if you're driving either north or south on I-49, you probably have passed by a lot of construction, especially right here in Fayetteville. We're right off the exit of MLK, and you've probably also noticed a lot of signs saying that speed enforcement cameras are in use, and you may have seen the cameras themselves. This is one of those right here. Like I said, this is going southbound on I-49, and ARDOT says that this technology has helped reduce crashes by 25 to 30%. Now, ARDOT says the cameras are currently used in 5 active work zones. This new tool from ARDOT was made possible by a law passed in 2023 that allowed for the use of speed enforcement cameras in interstate work zones. As for enforcement, it's all handled by Arkansas Highway Police. Officers monitor violations in real time from computers inside their cruisers. If a driver is speeding through the zone, they'll know right away, and they may be pulled over at the end of the work zone and issued either a warning or a ticket. ARDOT says that they are leading the nation with this new technology and want to share it with as many neighboring states as possible. The Oklahoma Department of Transportation got a first-hand look at how this technology works, and they say they hope to use what they've learned and take it to their state legislature to get similar laws passed.
Working towards 0 deaths, 0 crashes. The reality is those things are going to happen, but technology like this is going to help us to keep pushing those numbers downward.
Work zone safety is key and it is at the top of every DOT's list. That's to protect not only our workers and our contractor partners' workers, but it's to protect the traveling public. And so we are extremely excited about what Arkansas is doing.
Now, Jared Wiley is the director of the Arkansas Department of Transportation. He says there is no tougher day on the job when he loses an employee. He says since the 1940s right here in Arkansas, there have been 92 deaths either with highway patrol or with crews working alongside the highway. He says any information that they can share to help reduce that number will be helpful. But for now, I'm live in Fayetteville, covering news where you live. Jacob Luthi, 5 News.
Thanks for that, Jacob. Well, the time now at 6:35.
Yep, the Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration rolling out an option to access a digital version of your state-issued driver's license right from your smartphone. Currently, the mobile ID is available for Samsung and Google Wallet. An Apple version is expected to roll out in 2026. According to the department, it's a 5-minute process to get that ID on your phone. More than 30,000 have downloaded that so far. It also is accepted by the TSA at airport checkpoints in the U.S. In other news, UAMS has received $11.5 million in grants to expand research for maternal health in Arkansas. The funds will establish the Reproductive Community Health Excellence Research Center, which will focus on training and supporting new researchers as they work in reproductive health. It'll also help bring researchers from across the nation to a conference next year.
Well, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is canceling its long-running report that tracks hunger across the country, saying that they're redundant, costly, politicized, and produce fear. The organization announced in September that it will stop producing its household food security report. The report often ranked Arkansas among the hungriest states. Right now, the USDA says that Arkansas is the most food insecure in America. Local food pantries say even though the USDA's household food security report is ending, the issue is more present than ever, citing inflation as one of the main factors.
People are working and making what used to be a good wage, and it's not enough now to pay all the bills and still buy food.
The final USDA household food security report is expected October 22nd.
Well, roughly 1.4 million federal employees have been furloughed or are working without pay. Shirley Hubbard has more on how it's impacting travelers and even schools.
When the Senate returns Tuesday, it will mark day 14 of the government shutdown. And in a video that's airing at several airports in America, Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem slams Democrats for it.
Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson also blaming Democrats for not helping pass Republicans' short-term spending bill.
We're barreling toward one of the longest shutdowns in American history unless Democrats drop their partisan demands and pass a clean, no-strings-attached budget to reopen the government and pay our federal workers.
Meanwhile, Democrats are pushing to extend enhanced Affordable Health Care Act subsidies to keep health care costs from skyrocketing. Some constituents are urging Democrats to hold the line.
We need them to stand strong because this is important to our families, and they're standing up for families right now, and that's very important. We also need them to get the health care costs lowered.
Meanwhile, more than 4,000 federal employees were recently given layoff notices amid the ongoing impasse, the Trump administration revealed in a court filing. The president making it clear that he sees the shutdown as an opportunity to shrink the size of the federal government.
We're ending some programs that we never wanted.
A move that opponents say is illegal.
He does not have the legal right to do a reduction in force during a shutdown.
Top House leaders signaled Sunday that there is virtually no appetite for their parties to cross the aisle and engage with the other side's demands. I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Well, the Department of Education has laid off nearly all of its special education staff with programs serving millions of people nationwide. President Trump is back at the White House today after celebrating his role in brokering a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas.
All 20 remaining Israeli hostages are now returned with their families, and the bodies of 4 other hostages were also returned to Israel. The deal also freed nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. In Egypt on Monday, the president also signed a peace and security declaration with the heads of Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey, and held a summit with dozens of world leaders. But questions remain on a number of issues, including whether Hamas will disarm, who pays for the reconstruction of Gaza, which experts say could cost $53 billion, and what a Palestinian government in Gaza will look like.